would like to ask you about what do you think about Webnestify since you are almost a year and a half
Yeah.
on Webnestify. And yeah, first, if you can introduce yourself, who are you,
All
what
right.
you're doing, and those kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. My name is Udoro Essien, also known as Cracker. So I'm a web developer and I run a YouTube channel, Design with Cracker. Uh, so, well, that's basically uh, about me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and I'm really happy and that you joined Webnestify and basically you are doing all of your tutorials on Webnestify servers, right?
Yeah, I'm doing, prior to this time, I was doing tutorials on local host.
Yeah.
With that is did I say local host on local, on my machine using
Yeah.
local by flywheel. There was a lot of limitation to that, especially when you do something and then you want people to check it out. I mean, it's limited in a certain way. I know it's possible to use local to, copy to provide a live link, but it's never the same as hosting it on a live server.
Yeah.
So, moving over to Webnestify, hosting really not just because it's not about the live server is not that is not the key point of being on the server because anybody you could the cheapest server you can find them on
Yeah.
the net, yeah, but it was the speed at which you could work, so you're running a tutorial live or maybe you're recording a tutorial and then you want to um, do something. Sometimes on local, it gets really slow, but when I used Webnestify, it was really snappy, and I really liked it. I liked the experience that I had, and also it was really easy to set up new. Maybe I want to set up a new subdomain to to do another tutorial.
Yeah.
Because I just recently did a tutorial, so I had to set that up. Just by cloning the one I already have, and just make modification in a split up like just like that in 5 minutes. It's all set
Yeah.
up and it's really cool. Also, I'm not a security expert. I don't know much about server configuration, but I was happy to see that, in spite of all the complaint people were having about hacking, their websites are being hacked. I didn't have any of those issues. Even though some of my plugins were outdated because some of the domains that I use for some tutorials, I haven't logged into them in a while because I haven't done tutorials, with those particular domains. And when I logged in, I found out everything was outdated. And I was like, how am I surviving with all the stories, all the horror stories of people hacking it, being hacked? And so I think the experience is really good. And also the support from Simon. Um, it's, when I have an issue, I send him a message, he just goes in, right? As if he's always sitting on the system waiting for us to
Sometimes, yes, you know.
you know, he just goes right in and check the thing out, and yeah. So I think I've really had a very great experience using those servers. You know, I
It's
have.
really great to hear, Udoro, and seriously, those kind of words make me happy and go forward because everything what I do in Webnestify is customized to each customer. Everything is dedicated. There is no one size fits all like
Yeah.
other hosting companies like Cloudways,
Mhm.
hosting a Namecheap, etc. Those are shared hosting and they
Mm.
are made for everyone. But in Webnestify, this one size fits one, right? And I r- I really need to know your business so I can offer you the best solution for your business or for your projects in able to grow. And yeah, you was mentioning about those easy development processes. So basically, you have one blueprint, then you can just clone around to as
Yeah,
many as you want.
sure. So I have a blueprint. I have a blueprint that, I just set up something that is kind of neutral. But then when I go there, I just clone that one. So I do tutorials for Oxygen, Bricks, and
Yeah,
Breakdance mostly. And I have a blueprint that doesn't have any of the three builders installed, but I have all the other things, my setup, my WooCommerce product setup, blog setup, So if I want to do a tutorial for Breakdance, so all I need to do is to clone that and just install Breakdance, but I have other things already there.
yeah,
If I want to do for bricks, I cloned it from there. So that is, and I like the fact that you can do it quickly and you set, and it's also connected to Cloudflare, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So all I need to do is just go into Cloudflare and just change the what do you call that? I've
The
forgotten.
DNS.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So I just changed it, and it doesn't take time, like I
yeah,
said, I don't like dealing with server stuff. I don't like
yeah.
dealing with it,
Oh,
so yeah, so I like it, and actually been looking forward to talking about it on the channel, so I was wondering if the Webnestify website is up and running.
yes, of course it is. Yes, it is. It's gonna be brand new soon. Your website.
Yeah,
Is good team behind it. Tommy from Automatic CSS, Tobias from Automatic CSS and Frame. So I have good people working on my website in the background. So it's gonna be done in the future. Hopefully
yeah.
before Black Friday. We will see how it goes.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this yes, really great to hear that you are happy, Udoro, and it really yeah makes me happy also. So and if you have to decide between other hosting companies, which one would you go?
Well, I've not really had much of experience with a lot of hosting companies. I've done Bluehost, I've done A2. I mean, nothing like what Webnestify offers. Those were kind of like generic web hosting. They look similar. They all have this the C panel, and they kind of look outdated. I mean, I didn't know they were outdated until I used Webnestify. Webnestify feels more modern, you know.
Yeah,
So definitely, if I were to recommend a server hosting, I'll definitely in a heartbeat, they'll recommend Webnestify. I wouldn't even think twice.
thank you. And yeah, I think that's it. So how long it have been? Year and a half, right? You are
About
Webnestify
that.
customer. Yeah.
Mm.
And the beginnings, how do you rate the beginnings or the initial onboarding and those kind of things? Was it easy to understand?
Yeah, I mean, you were really helpful. I remember we had a couple of video calls, and you just walked me through the stuff. And it's actually now that I realize how easy it was, because after that I tried to set up the clone the blueprints, and I found that I was kind of like having issues doing that, and eventually realized that it was just I wasn't looking at it properly, but the
Yeah.
onboarding was straightforward. It was easy, so what I did was, when I cloned the site, when I click on the blueprint, clone this site, instead of going back to the clone, I thought that after cloning it, I am being redirected to the clone. So I stayed on the blueprint and started
Ah,
making changes to the blueprint.
where are my
The settings.
changes?
Yeah, I went to the settings of the blueprint and started making changes to it. And then I would wonder, why is my clone site not working, And eventually got to realize that, wait a minute, after clicking on clone, I need to go back then go to the clone and make changes, because I thought that after clicking clone, that I have to stay there and start, So that was what made me thought that, what made me think that it was confusing, but it wasn't at all. It was just a little misunderstanding. So, apart from that, every other thing was smooth. So when I go in, just a click here, click here, click here, and everything is done.
Yeah.
So the onboarding was really, really smooth, and you were very helpful. You were very patient. You had to, if I ask you a question, we go back and look at it. So it was a good experience.
That's great to hear, Udoro. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And probably the last question, since all of your tutorials and YouTube channel is behind Webnestify, how is the uptime? And
Yeah, the uptime is excellent. I think the uptime has been like, I can't even, if there has been a time that I've had any downtime, I can't remember. That is how good it is. Like, I can't remember if there was a time, because anytime I fire up, any of the sites to work on to do a tutorial, it's always there. I've not really had any issue, so it's always there. So I've not had any problem with it. The uptime has been good. I think the only issue I just noticed recently, just recent, is with regards to breakdance, where it keep telling me my server is returning 500. I actually wanted to contact you for that, but since it's not something that stopped what I was doing, I just I kept putting it on. I'm going to tell you about it just in case, but I've not had the experience with that experience when I'm using bricks or oxygen or any other thing. It's only while I was, using breakdance. Maybe anytime I want to save, it saves, but it says your server is returning 500,
yeah,
and and so with a bunch of, instruction on what to do. They even wrote it, breakdowns. I have this text you can copy and send to the web. So I wanted to copy that text and send it to you, but I'm not really, it wasn't really like a big deal. So I just kept posting it. but
breakdance.
yeah.
So breakdance is probably fixed for their bad coding, right?
Well, maybe. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. I've not had any issues with the server at all. Installing plugins, anything I want to do is just snappy.
And that's really important since you are doing tutorials on YouTube, and last thing you want is downtime, right? You are in the middle of
Yeah,
tutorial and server down.
and that would be terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really great to hear. And last question, what would you say to other people about Webnestify? Would you recommend it to other people, other businesses?
Sure, I will. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for an opportunity to make video on it. Actually, I was just waiting for your website to go live. So once it goes live, I want to talk about it on the channel. Yeah, I want to
Excellent,
talk
that's
about.
great. Or
Yeah,
maybe we can live stream. Have me as a guest.
yeah, that would be preferable. I would prefer live stream. That would be nice.
Yeah, because I'm also on my channel. I have big plans this year. I have many great guests coming from various open source projects. And yeah, I'm also planning to do live stream, so it will be also great to join
Yeah,
you.
that would be nice.
Yeah, Udoro,
That would be
so
nice.
yeah, thank you very much for your really kind words. I really appreciate your time
All
joining
right.
this call. And yeah, we will keep in touch. If you have any questions, you can always ask me.
All right. No problem. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's my pleasure also. All
All
right.
right.
So
Have a lovely day and say hello to your new wife.
I will.